Any other question? Okay. What happens if a chart lacks one element completely? Min Yoon from BTS has no fire. Okay. Oh no. Are you a fan of BTS? Since you talk about his chart, I will just bring his chart. And can I find his name actually? Let me just bring. Okay, March. Alright. Oh no. Give me 1 second. I feel like he has fire in the chart because the Korean time is 30 minutes behind from the real time. So 7:30 could mean 7 a.m. But anyway, I'll make his chart. Just give me a little time. So the year is Greywater Rooster. The monthly pillar is Ewood Rabbit. Daily pillar is G Earth Ox. And the hourly pillar is... That's what you found? I think he has this time. Just personally, I think this time is right time for him. It's not very clear. We have to really determine his hourly pillar, but let's just think about this is his chart. If we divide the heavenly stem and earthly branches, we can see there are 2 earth, 1 wood, and then is a wood month. So wood could be strong. Wood could be strong portion, and then 1 metal. But there are 2 earth here, so I will say this chart could be earth dominant. With heavenly stem, this is more earth dominant. With not very weak, and then there are metal and water here. So there's no fire here. We can say there's no fire. If this chart is right, I will delete this one. And I got a similar question as you asked. Oh, okay. Sorry about that. So we can see wood, earth, metal, and water's energy here, and then there's no fire. I just want to figure out what kind of picture that I have is helpful for explaining. But anyway, if we think about the 5 elements of this chart, there's no fire here. No fire. Maybe we can draw maybe this amount of earth. Maybe. We think the earth is like that. There's maybe 1 metal here and water here. Metal is in the earthly branch, so I will draw metal a little bit bigger than water. But anyway, water gets supported by this metal as well. And then wood, I will say second bigger. It is bigger than this metal, but smaller than this earth. And then fire, if the chart doesn't have any fire, I'll start from small fire first, and then look at the dynamic of the 5 element. So we all know, I guess, the generation cycle for the 5 element. So like this, like there are a lot of earth energy here, and the metal was like that, but metal gets supported by this strong earth. So metal could be bigger than this. Metal could be bigger than this a little bit. Same method. Fire, there's no fire here, but there is still like second biggest energy as a wood. So this amount of wood is still generating the fire. This amount of wood is still generating fire. So fire could be a little bit bigger than this one, but fire also generates earth, right? This big earth. So fire gets smaller again, like that. And it is no different from the chart has fire or not. If there is fire like here, maybe I will draw similar picture, maybe a little bit bigger. The crux I want to say is don't just count the number of the 5 element in the chart, but just try to see the dynamic of the 5 elemental flow. Which one really controls which element, and then which one really generates which element. So the absence of the element doesn't mean that chart is weak. In this case, the earth could be seen as unbalanced since it over controls the other small water and reduces the non-existent energy. Yeah, definitely true. So because earth is really big in this chart, this earth controls the water effectively, but not directly. Not directly. Direct means just side by side. If water is here, it was like directly controlled by Earth. Water is at least a little bit far from the ear, so the influence of Earth is a little bit decreased, but still Earth controls water a lot. And then that's true. The biggest energy is called dominant energy that makes the chart imbalanced. And then in this case we define the Earth element. If the daily master is Earth, my side is fire and Earth. So fire, either fire or Earth, makes the chart stronger. And so what I think is, if the Earth is already strong like this chart doesn't need fire anymore, because fire only just add up my side energy, which means dominant energy, and at the same time daily master's energy. Yeah, fire can make this chart more imbalanced. So I think the percentage of this chart is like that. Yeah, wood and fire almost similar, but Earth could be stronger than this, so I will just delete it. Yeah, but like this. Just one more example. If I see this kind of chart, there's no fire, but now all other elements are absent, but wood is like that. See, now the dominant energy becomes wood, like wood becomes the dominant energy. So in this case, there's no fire, but I will still consider this fire is really strong because of the mother. And whenever the fire ear or fire yun comes, this can be a really strong fire, just right away. Oh, I was thinking about that. In this case, it's best to forget the fire and not seek it. Metal could be a good way to balance things, since it creates water, takes energy from earth and controls wood. That's the right thinking. Since we decide the earth is the dominant energy, now we can do the binary thinking, like, because we decide the earth is strong with earth, so we can say, we can use this, the chart can use either metal or either water or either wood, whatever it comes. So it can use wood because wood is kind of primary here. It can be directly usable for this earth. So this chart can use earth first, and then metal, water, it can use, yeah, this chart can use metal, water more than fire. Yeah, fire is the least usable, and metal and water is kind of, I cannot make it as an order, because depending on the diun, depending on the yearly yun, it can switch up what to use. Like, it can use metal, it can use water, it can use wood. But firstly, I think this chart uses the wood as a primary because it is closer to the daily master, and then it's bigger. It is bigger than other energy. So maybe little bit about water, giving more water might be helpful. Good thing for strong chart is strong chart can use at least 3 elements, and then if the chart is weak, the weak chart can only use 2 elements for make the chart balanced. That's the advantage of strong chart, because they can use either wood or water or metal. So Wilson, the previous chart means this chart or that? Yeah, I would say water to wood dynamic is the best for this. But at the same time, metal to water is fine. Metal to water might be good for making money, because the water is the wealth spirit for this chart. For the earth, water is wealth spirit. So if the chart uses the water energy more, that means that period of time, if the water diun comes or water year comes, that chart is kind of oriented by kind of money making, wealth making, like that. But if the chart try to use the honor spirit as a wood, It is more like thinking about the group. How can I survive in this group? How can I play a role in this group? That is the meaning of honor spirit. That is like belong to something, and then it's like honor, like how my group or how myself is more like showing up in the world. It is about the kind of the title making. That's kind of different depending on what kind of element that chart uses. Check you wood controls the Earth Daily Master, so wood controls the Daily Master. And Alice, he did make a lot of money in these last few years. Yes, because last 3 years was water. That's why that chart has a lot of money in a simply thinking. Yeah, we can think about because of water. Yeah, the chart made a lot of money. And then control doesn't mean bad or good. For the strong chart, control is really good. Controlled by the element, or I control some element, that is both good for the strong chart. Strong chart always first want to control, and the weak chart wants to get supported. That's right, generating wealth cycle. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, but as I said, if the chart is the next time period like that, this one's even better. I think this one's even better than Wu Earth Dragon because it has fire in it, so the strength doesn't change. 2 Earth versus 1 Earth 1 Fire, kind of similar to this chart to make the Daily Master strong, but I think no matter. I have to wrap up for today. Any the final questions you have? I have another meeting in a few minutes. All right. I will see you guys next week, same time on Saturday at 7 p.m. Just try to bring a lot of questions. I like questions. And I plan to make one video once a week about showing the weekly flow based on the 5 element. So I will upload that tomorrow on Sunday. And I will see you guys next week. Thank you. This was Dr. Jaden. I will see you guys next week. Yeah.